Alright, we're playing Troll and Elves, guys. I'm excited about this one. Goddamn run, you vile creatures, you filthy elves. I'm about to take everyone out, slaughter you guys, and no mercy. I don't care. I don't care. Man, I'm excited to play Troll vs. Elves. Literally, I haven't played this in a bit. So, I mean, I might be a little bit rusty. I'm just saying, I might be, but you know, I'm built different. So I'll be able to take these guys out no matter what. I mean, at this point, like, you know, you guys know how Troll vs. Elves work, right? It's pretty straightforward. I did say I was going to make like an in-depth guide how to play Troll. I'll try my best to do a little bit that today for you guys. So, always want to be starting off with a Blade. Blade is super good. Getting that extra damage in is vital to kind of scale into the late game. So, as you guys are noticing, I did spot up some, like, weird buildings and structures all over the place. So, if you really want, you guys want to really like scale into the late game, it's all about the early damage. So that's why you see me backing and getting that extra two damage blade, which is going to be significant when you think about it. At the moment, I have literally double the damage at the early stages of the game, which is super good. So that's going to give me quite a bit of gold whenever farming the base. So it's pretty straightforward. The gold multiplier, obviously, in this game is ×4. So every single point of attack gives you 1 gold. So once you're farming a base, let's say I'm hitting at the moment with a total equivalent of 12, I will be receiving 48 gold, since it's ×4. If it would be regular version, 12 damage equals 12 gold. But in this case, it's ×4, so I will be getting 4 times the amount. This guy obviously destroys everything to not feed me, which is kind of like makes sense, but you know, kind of like puts him a little bit behind, so I was kind of tilted about that. So luckily enough, I did get myself more damage. So I don't care about attack speed, I just want damage, guys. At the moment, I have, I think, a 50% increase in damage. So that's 6 damage flat, which is pretty good. That means I should be getting quite a bit of gold. So I think about 90 gold per hit. Don't forget, I do also get passive income from the actual troll hut in the center. So I did use my Troll Berserker attack speed bonus from the beginning just to get that extra attack speed. So that's why I do not get attack speed. It's just because you get that extra from the actual ability, which is pretty good. Yeah, so this guy is a little bit Pepega. He built towers in the places that I could actually hit him. So at this point, I'm not too sure what he's doing. I think I'm probably going to anticipate that he's panicking. It's hard. Feed me, please. I'm new. I'm pretending, guys. I'm just, you know, a paid actor at this point. So yeah, I'm taking significant amount of damage. You could also, a pro tip for you guys, you could TP back really fast, use TP and then wind walk, and then you're invisible. The reason why I feel this doesn't usually work versus good players because they will silence you or entangle you. But basically what I think how this should work is like it works versus that person just because he uses ability. So it gives me the ability to just like TP back, no problem, because I know he cannot prevent me from TPing back. Anyways, also a big thing in this game is always being kind of proactive whenever you're buying stuff. So you always want to be buying these 400 gold gloves because they're most effective, right? So you get the most amount of attack speed for the amount of cost. So they're just the most cost efficient, as easy as that. In this case over here, I get attacked by this guy. He uses his ultimate on his wall, so I cannot farm him. I wind walk while I'm frozen to pretty much like disable that froze effect. So just little pro tip again, once again, it's all about using those abilities as, you know, optimally as possible, basically. So yeah, again, I'm farming quite a bit. I'm getting a decent amount of gold. A good back time, you know, for these timings is always waiting for the kind of like next tier kind of gloves, or if you want kind of like as much damage as possible. Again, it's all about getting away with murder. So as much damage as you can get and as less health as possible. So that's why it's important to kind of scout nearby bases. Also, another pro tip, as you're backing, guys, shift click the selling. So every time you're selling items, shift click them while you're TPing, so you save a little bit of time, and put yourself in a kind of like outskirt of that kind of like building area, so you can really be a little bit more mobile. Because the thing is, like, sometimes I even make the mistake, but it's important. All those seconds do add up. So anyways, you see me like getting this 6,400 gold worth weapon, which is absolutely insane. I'm getting those lower tier gloves. It doesn't really matter because they're literally the most cost efficient. What's important is I got a lot of damage, low tier gloves. And by the way, here it was kind of close. I'm not gonna lie, like there was 2 elves that could have like changed CC'd me and killed me. So That was kind of like mock ass, not gonna lie, but you know, we survived. We survived. It's fine. So let's get the last tier glove. That's pretty much it for attack speed and mobility. It's a max attack speed and max movement speed, which is vital for this build. So got a little bit of health, not too much, just enough. But if again, I got last tier blade, two before last tier blades. At this point, I'm super fed. Like you guys can see how it's all about momentum. I'm super fast at the moment. I would say a little bit ahead of time. Not drastically ahead, but a little bit of ahead, I would say. I got decent feed at the beginning stage of the game. So this guy's going for an Omega Tower. Kind of getting scared, but I do have a lot of health, so I shouldn't be in a, you know, difficult spot. I'll be fine. I can keep farming the space, and we'll do the kind of trick. So TP and Windwalk as per usual. Usually people can't fall for this. I mean, it kind of depends if, you know, they're kind of experienced players, but in this case, it doesn't seem to be the case. So max health. Now we're going to be getting a little bit of wood, so also 1 book of damage. Yeah, the scaling is going to be really good. So I got armor, a lot of blades, max health, item-wise, and it's looking good, guys. It's looking very good. So at this point, I'm really ahead. So you see people on the bottom starting to make gold mines. If people start making gold mines, at that point, you should at least have 1 book. I feel like it's a good kind of like point for you to refer to in case if you really want to know if you're ahead or not. But yeah, in this case we seem to be like kind of on pace, maybe even a little bit more fed than usual, but it's pretty good. So now we're going to be TPing back, getting an absurd amount of lumber. And again, what are we going to buy, guys? Type in the comments down below. Goddamn damage. That's what I'm talking about. How many people got it right? How many people got it right? Let me know. So yeah, I see some people don't even have damage. Yeah, this guy, that's what I mean. This is what I mean about like 1 tower can do the difference, right? And that was risky, so that's why I went back. But you guys see the amount of damage I deal. This guy invested a little bit more in the offense department. So if obviously you know tower damage, so that's good. You know, it could be good. But the best is probably just walling off a little bit more. But he definitely pushed me away, so I feel like it's smart. Superior anti-troll tower. That one does damage. Yes, it does. So yeah, I'm just gonna be taking this guy out. I mean, at this point, like, I'm super fed. And you guys notice I bought a little bit of armor, a little bit of health, and it does the difference. It literally does the difference. I'm not even taking that much damage, and nothing this guy can do. Take him out, farm him. I even killed his elf by accident. It is what it is. But look at the amount of lumber I'm getting. It's as you guys are noticing, the game is starting to slip away from the elves' fingers. So there's really nothing that they can do. I'm being super greedy here. I'm buying even more damage, but that's the only way you guys can really scale into the late game. So you do not need that much armor. So the only problem at the moment is that I see a lot of people getting absurd amount of health, a lot of armor. There's no point for that. Are you guys seeing me taking damage here? I'm not. I'm literally not taking damage. Unless these guys have like those superior anti-troll towers, like they have a lot, or if for example they have multi-dimensionals, then we can talk about it, for example. But in this case they don't, so there's no reason for me to commit on those, right? So as you guys are noticing, I'm farming the gold mines, those little birds, owls, because they don't have any armor. So every time I'm dealing damage to them, essentially I'm getting as much damage or as much gold as possible, right? So the thing is, the way this game works is when structures have, you know, obviously they have armor, right? So since I'm doing less damage to those structures, I'm also getting less gold. So armor does impact the way you farm. So it's always important for you to pay attention to walls, for example, right? So if some of them are lower tier, or if these guys have, what's it called, armor upgrades or the armor upgrade, then you probably do not want to go for that base because you're going to be getting less gold essentially. So that's why you want to, you know, farm bases that are a little bit more vulnerable. As simple as that. As simple as that. So as you guys are noticing, farming quite a bit, keeping, you know, good pace going. And yeah, it's looking hot, guys. It's looking good. Yeah, boy Vimp is farming, guys. Yeah, boy Vimp is farming. Yo, at this point, like, I'm literally unstoppable. There's nothing they can do. I'm even buying a little bit of armor in case. I mean, I didn't need as many that was too many bucks. Probably I should have gotten like maybe one or two armor books and kept going for damage. Again, it's very straightforward, right? Powering up as a troll is very easy, right? There's not that much to it. As you guys are noticing, look at that, it's multi-dimensional. It's not going to do any sort of damage. I even bought too many books. So Yeah, this guy knew he was kind of tilted. I think it was a viewer, but yeah. I knew it, and also, by the way, for people that didn't know, I'm also aiming particular bases, right? I'm not aiming anyone. I'm aiming bases that are a little bit ahead and are kind of like, what's it called? A little bit more ahead in tech. And I feel like they're the most, like, they have the pose the most threat, and whatever those spaces are, like for example, I look at some bases and I'll be like, okay, there's a lot of gold mines, maybe I want to take out that base because he is economically ahead, or he's kind of greedy and going for heavy gold mines. So those are the type of bases I really want to aim for, because they don't oppose any threat, right? Some bases that have a lot of defenses, they might not be even worth heading to, because for the simple fact that, you know, they're way too protected. So at this point, it's pretty much just clean up crew. It's straightforward. Like, there's not that many bases on the map that are left that I could farm, or that are kind of opposed to any threat, because some of them have rebuilt their bases. Some of them are like, I'm literally too fed for them at this point, right? For them to like really do anything at this point, it's gonna require so much, right? So even I'm feeding so much. That's the difference. What makes a good elf is the fact that they can deny their freaking structures and wisps really fast to prevent any sort of feeding, and I feel like that is vital for to prevent, you know, the fact that troll would get way too fed to a point where it's not even playable anymore. So whenever you're playing troll, by the way, do not get too much health. There's no point for you to get too much health, but because the way, you know, damage works is if you get a lot of health, your health pool obviously will increase, right? But the thing is, the damage taken by towers will still be the kind of same. So that's where armor comes into play. Armor, generally speaking, is a better stat to go for. Just as simply as because you will receive obviously less damage, and then health is unnecessary, right? Because you're taking less damage. So you could go for a little bit of health, but, you know, I would say 75% of the wood that you're investing should be going to armor, just because armor will allow you to take less damage. And, you know, you could, you know, probably buy these regeneration, what's it called? Those regeneration items, and they will be a lot more effective just because you have a low, kind of a lower amount of health. So that's why everything combines well at the end of the day, right? So item wise, you probably want to go for the regen items, and then some the anti or the spell immune item, whatever it's called, like spell block, just because you want to prevent you know, either angels or elves to kind of entangle you, so you could just deal as much damage as possible. So again, more damage. It's all about the dommage. Get the spell block ability, or item I should say, and just kind of go to the bottom left base, which is the last base. Maxime, the boy Maxime, he's about to get absolutely destroyed. My friend Maxime, you're in trouble. A troll is coming with quite a bit of damage. I hope you are ready, my friend. Yeah, at this point, he has no choice. Yeah, I don't know why I threw Russian there, but blade, I have no idea, okay? Listen, I even gave this man some time, okay? I'm like, okay, listen, dude. You want to try to win this? He was trying to be a smartass, right? He's like, okay, I can beat you easily, right? It's not gonna be the case. It's not gonna be the case, sadly. So yeah, I mean, just cleaning up this guy, that's it. One more, I think 2 more people left, and that's pretty much it. These guys are, it's time for them to like go to the next lobby. It's literally time for them to go to the next lobby. I mean, at this point, this is what most of, you know, 99% of the games, you know, come down to, guys. Because a lot of players don't really understand how to properly play Elf, or feed the troll a little bit too much, and I feel like 90% of the games are just like a little bit unbalanced. So either the troll gets like overly fed, or there's never like an in between, right? Or troll is not good enough, right? He's not able to like obviously farm his way to you know, kill bases, and elves get just way too much downtime, and there is nothing the troll can do. So it's 90%, like I said, like just bad games overall. But you know, sometimes you get really fun games, and like they're pretty even, and I mean, it is what it is. So final base, coming up to final base. Can we even? Cause you good? Yeah, that was kind of mean, but final base. Let's actually kill this guy. Let's actually see if we can take this guy out. I mean, he got the before last wall, so he had a lot of armor, so I was kind of scared. But the thing is, like, he should have probably upgraded the aura, because at the moment, as you're noticing, like last tier towers, I'm kind of getting scared here. I'm panicking, but my damage is just the fact that I bought so many books is just way too much at this point. But again, there's a lot of angels, and it pretty much can get any way. This is what I mean about, like, you need to be very fed as troll to have any sort of chance, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. All she wrote, and he gets silenced, and that's it. It's all over. GG, well played. But guys, listen, how do we even recover from a game like that? At this point, like, people that play this game, it's very difficult to get good games just for the single fact that people don't know what to do, man. It feels like they've never played Warcraft in their lives, and that they don't understand that building towers is kind of important in this kind of game. So, I mean, I can explain. I'll show you guys a few games, right? There's one game I'm playing Elf. Okay, there's a good troll, and you know, I know this guy. Big shout out to him, not crazy 01. He plays troll versus cells quite a bit. So there's some players that do play a lot, so that, you know, they know how to scale their game whenever they're playing troll. So I'll show you why it's literally impossible. So, you know, this troll starting to farming different bases. No one is really upgrading towers, and at this point, like, it becomes almost impossible for you to defend, because you become like, because he's farming so many bases. As you're noticing, like, some of these bases don't even have any towers. Like, he's farming so much, and no one is doing anything, right? He's gonna keep getting damage. He's gonna keep getting all that good stuff, and at some point, he's just gonna come to my base, and there's literally nothing we can do. And it sucks because, like I said, 90% of the games, this is what happens, right? There's not much we can do. And what do you want me to do? I mean, I want to record more of these games, but the thing is, like, the success rate of these games are so low, which really sucks. I wish games were a little bit more balanced. At least I'm hoping for Troll vs. Elves to be somewhat balanced in the future, so we can actually showcase more, you know, more games for you guys, because I know you guys love Troll vs. Elves. But, you know, I'll do my best to hopefully get some more games in there, because I know you guys love Troll vs. Elves. We'll see if I can even play some different. Maybe it's like StarCraft 2 and Dota 2 Troll vs. Elves, which are pretty cool. But yeah, now you'll see me just getting completely wrecked in elf form. So, I mean, again, guys, I can't do anything, guys. What do you want me to do? This guy literally, like, almost one-shots my multi-dimensional. I'm not even doing any damage, and I was barely scaling my economy. So that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, it sucks. It is what it is. And I mean, it happens, you know, it can happen whenever you're playing Elf 2, right? When the troll is literally not good whatsoever. And I feel like that's the case for most of the games, like I mentioned before, where, you know, the elf is scaling so much, or the troll is not getting the right stats. He's getting, like, regeneration, which is an absolutely useless stat, which you should never get. And he's not getting enough damage to scale into the late game, and he gives, you know, the elves a little bit more downtime. And yeah, the elves become a little bit more arrogant and start building, you know, into his base, and the troll cannot do anything. He literally TP's back, and he sees like 25 multi-dimensionals, and, you know, what can he do? What can he do? It's sad, but I know I'm arrogant for doing this, but, you know, sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. It is what it is. Alright, so I did promise you guys I'd play one elf game. So one troll, one elf. I did a poll on my channel. I wanted to see which race or do you guys prefer. Do you guys like elves, or do you guys like trolls? So I did a poll, and I feel like most people do enjoy elves. So, you know, it would be I would be crazy to not include an elf game, a good elf game, right? So starting off with the almost perfect timings, right? So I'm really playing well. It's all about, you know, following that tech pattern, right? And I feel like you guys already know we're going to be the first ones kind of buying lumber, which is super important. And, you know, we kind of see this troll. I'm curious to see. If I remember correctly, I do remember his name, so I feel like he's not so bad. I don't know if he's the best troll player, but we might get a good game depending if he gets decent feed or not. So at this point, as per usual, we get ourselves the next level house, which is level 5, and then we're going to be going for some lumber, which is super important, right? So we're going to be going for a lower tier wisps, which usually might seem kind of weird, but we're going to be massing lower tier wisps. So the thing is, most of these wisps are proportional. So that what that means is that you get the same amount of lumber for the same amount of gold investment. So the gold ratio is pretty much even. So that's why getting the lower tier ones gives you the ability to actually get lumber a little bit faster. So it's all about, like, you know, momentum, as I said before, and getting that lumber as fast as possible. Early on, wood is worth a lot. So getting a lot of wood very fast and selling it gives you quite a bit of reward, just because the market is set up that way, right? So troll attacks me, obviously using the abilities as soon as possible to prevent him from, you know, farming too much, and yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward, right? So getting 2 towers, I'm not gonna overcommit on it. So the troll is kind of like running away a little bit. He's gonna be farming once again, so we're gonna be ready to always ready to entangle, which is super important. The economy kind of falls a little bit behind. I should kind of learn how to like like get attacked and also learn how to like grow my economy at the same time. It's kind of difficult, guys. It's very difficult, but nonetheless, we're doing a decent, you know, decent job. I feel like we use our abilities and we're kind of like dealing a decent amount of damage to this guy. I feel like don't need to like kind of overcommit on buildings. I feel like that would be a waste. So I'm pretty much waiting for him to see if he would TP and probably silence him to just waste a little bit more time, but he didn't. He was smart about it. So anyways, now he's decently fed, so I need to like kind of step up my game for sure. So let's get more tier 3 kind of like wisps, and we're also going to be doing a professional one. So again, it's all lower tier wisps, right? So I'm getting as low tier wisps as possible, and just to get as much lumber as fast as possible, right? So we're not gonna level up our towers, but we're gonna be ready for them, that's for sure. So at this point, it's just like, again, following tech pattern, getting that house level 7, then getting it to level 8 and 9. I think it's 8, and then village house. So we're also going to be blocking out critical areas, so the troll kind of like miss paths towards the our kind of base. So I feel like creating this little blockade over here prevents or gives us a little bit more downtime to actually upgrade in case that he, you know, kind of attacks our base. So that's what a very pro tip for you guys whenever it comes to elf. Doing some blockades like this really gives you the ability to just kind of prepare a little bit more ahead and prevent the troll from farming quite a lot more. So I feel like it's really important. So at this point, we're going to be buying lumber just because, you know, market is very good for lumber stonks, boys. You guys already know. But yeah, village house, we're going to be getting it as soon as possible and just keep pumping out those wisps as much as possible, right? So the more wisps we have, the better it is. And, you know, we're going to be able to transition to gold mines, and that we're going to be getting a crazy economy. That's why you see me selling pretty much all the wood I have, because I don't really need wood at this point. Just pretty much as much lumber as possible so we can get that secret collector and then get our gold mines, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Very good start to the game. So yeah, we're going to be putting down these auras, which is super important. Getting also tier 1 towers is pretty good to just get prepared. So we also build a second ancient tree, and we're starting to pump out these 1k gold mines. So it's all about massing them, guys. So I'm going to be very adamant about the fact that you need to get these gold mines as soon as possible, right? So very important. Again, I still have a lot of improvements to do with my elf. I don't know the timings too much, but I do know how to play troll very well. So elf, I think it's a lot about micro adjustments. So I feel like some elves are obviously a lot better than me. Again, it's all about experience and kind of knowing which timings to hit at which times, pretty much. So again, we're gonna be massing these tier 1 or tier 4, I think they are. Gold mines 1k worth. Get some of these auras ready, so at least the invisible run. I think it doesn't really matter, but also we're going to be going for some gyroscopters on the map, so it's important for like a pro tip elf number 2 or whatever. I don't even know how many we are at the moment. So it's important to get those gyrocopters to get a little bit more vision on the map. So you want to know where the troll is heading, right? So if you know that he's heading towards your top side of the map, he's probably heading to me, right? So I do want to know that information. I want to know that information as soon as possible so I could kind of prepare accordingly. So we do have these like repair guides, which are very good. Quite costly though, but I feel like it's not bad to get, obviously. So we're just going to be building these lower tier gold mines as per usual. We got ourselves the what's it called? The secret ultra, I think, is it ultra ionic? The one that costs 250k, which is very expensive, but now you guys will start seeing my lumber scale quite a bit. So at this point, we're going to be getting the 4k ones. We could mass those, or you could wait for hyper gold mines. I feel like both are good, but I like getting, again, like the faster ones, so I could get that gold a little bit faster. So I feel like gold mines, the way they work, 4 of the I think if I remember correctly, 4 of the lower tier ones, the 1k ones, are the equivalent of 4 or 1 of the 4k ones, if I remember correctly, or unless it's 5 or something like that. But yeah, at this point it's pretty straightforward. We're just going to be getting as many wisps as possible. Getting a second Ultra Ionic if we can. Just get our gold, obviously, or our wood kind of like resources skyrocketing, right? We want to get as soon as possible that like last tier wall, which is super important. We can also get those final towers, which are super good. It really kind of depends. There's multiple kind of like ways to go about this. But the next checkpoint is obviously those red gold veins, which are the most important ones to kind of transition to really endgame. So yeah, as you're noticing, I'm gonna go for a multi-dimensional. Don't really need it, but I feel like taking those extra precautions is always a good thing to do. Just because you want to prevent, the troll to farm as much as possible. So I feel like small things do add up, and yeah, it's all about like cleaning your base here, so like getting rid of those lower tier wisps and scaling, man. Scaling. Let's go for more greed, baby. More greed. I'm going to be sending some of these gyros to get a little bit more, vision. But this guy attacks me. And I'm like, oh, shoot. He has a decent amount of damage. I'm like, okay, let's use ultimate. Let's kind of prepare. So I'm getting a lot of multi-dimensionals leveled up. And this guy's about to TP back. And I'm like, nah. You're not TPing back on my watch. And then I silence him. This is the most BM thing you can do to a troll. But guys, you have to do this, right? Force him to come back and attack my base. So that's pretty smart to do. Gonna keep upgrading, deal as much damage to this guy as possible, and yeah, we're gonna get a little bit more damage, or sorry, Jesus Christ, devotion aura, so more armor on my wall, so this guy farms less pretty much. So it's looking pretty good at the moment, guys. Again, he's probably gonna be coming back to my base because he's upset that I did silence the guy. Listen, I would be tilted as well, so, but it's not optimal, right? It's not optimal because I do have that armor aura. So if he wants to farm a base, he probably has to farm a look a different base. But I mean, it's pretty much up to him, right? At that point, it's pretty much up to him. We're gonna be denying most of these wisps to hopefully, get more space for the last tier gold mine, which is the Omega gold mine. It gives you kind of an absurd amount of like resources, right? So getting getting it is pretty smart to do so. You could obviously you could go for a oh, here we go. So he got through the space. So I'm starting to be scared, but he's really freaking low. Holy, he's freaking low. He's playing with fire, but oh my god. Okay, yeah, he's fine. But Jesus Christ, that was close. If he upgraded a few towers, he probably would have been in trouble there. But yeah, we're getting the Omega gold mines. This is looking pretty hot. J-Sauce is out the game. My boy J-Sauce, not Vsauce. Michael here. Yeah, I don't know if anyone got that joke, but anyways. So again, let's build two walls here. We're going to be going for obviously a double layered wall. The reason being is because just to guarantee the fact that we're going to be surviving. So if one falls, we have a second one to kind of rely on. And that was kind of close when you think about it. So now he's attacking my base. Good thing you have my aura tier 2, which is pretty good. Tobias Fate literally DCs from the game. He's out of here. He's going to go play some League of Legends back on Gangplank up top, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so at this point, like, we have a lot of armor. He's not doing enough damage, and I'm kind of disappointed in my damage here. I got a last tier, tower, and I feel like it's not even dealing that much. I'm kind of like, okay, so maybe I need more, but I feel like at the same time I want to go for greed, so it really kind of depends. So let's kind of silence the guy just to prevent him from, TPing back right away, so just to waste as much time as possible. We're going to go for an endgame wall, just to guarantee the fact that we're going to be kind of surviving. And yeah, let's go for more Omegas. And last tier, I think they are called Supreme. Supreme Collectors, like the actual, what is it, like a shoe brand? No, it's clothing as well, I'm pretty sure. You guys let me know down in the comments. Do you guys have any Supreme? If you do, I mean, you're too rich. You're just too rich. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, let's get those Supreme Collectors. They get like an absurd amount of lumber collection, so I feel like massing those is super important. You could also just go for finals, it works out. But obviously you're gonna run out of space at some point. So now we're gonna be going for more Omega gold mines, just because we see him in the bottom right corner. So we have time to kind of scale our economy, right? Just to get that final wall and get those upgrades pretty much. So at this point, I'm pretty much like, I'm building trees outside my base, and I'm really like limited, right? I don't have any space. I'm like, guys, I need space, okay? So I'm literally building trees. I'm getting more of these Supreme Collectors. I'm massing them. I don't care. I'm like, dude, let's get to last year. And we finally get our one-shot tower, which takes 5 minutes between fully built and then one-shots the troll pretty much. So, I mean, at this point, what you need to do is get as many like last tier towers as possible, just and kind of fortify, right? The 5-minute timer has started, so this troll is on a timer. If he doesn't finish the bases within 5 minutes, he's gonna get executed. He's gonna get executed, right? So we're even building like Omega gold mines up like randomly, you know, if they're completely out in the open. Like this guy could literally come to my base and go for it, but I mean, it's getting out of hand at this point. So Troll has lost control of this game by far. Even like some people are starting to call it GG, so it's gonna be a tough one for sure. So I mean, at this point, you don't need that many gold mines. I mean, we could just like level up our towers and we're gonna be completely fine. So just getting these like last tier towers to tier 4, and they do an absurd amount of damage, especially with the auras, which I feel like all provide like 200 was it 400% or 200% extra damage. So yeah, it gets a little bit crazy when you think about it. So let's upgrade all of these. Let's get some upgrades. Yeah, he's attacking orange, but yeah, orange is literally has one tier wall below me, and he's not even getting destroyed. So imagine like him reaching my point, right? So there's literally no chance for him to take me out. So at this point, whenever he comes to my base, he has no chance. So I'm just hoping that he does at this point. And look at this. He comes to my base. He's taking way too much damage. And then like he thinks he escaped. And then he's running around. I'm like, dude, come on, kill him. Then I take him out. Yeah, the range on those towers. Jesus Christ. That was good. That was a good elf game. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that. Kind of a compilation of few games of Troll and Elves. I feel like it wasn't so bad. If you guys want to see more of this in the future, let me know that in the comments. Thank you guys so much for the support on the recent videos. I would appreciate a like and a subscribe from you guys. If this video, listen up, if this video gets a 200, no, not 200, let's say 150, because Troll vs. Elves we get a lot usually. Let's go for 150 likes on this video, and I'll make a 1 week only Troll vs. Elves videos. So I usually upload on what is it, Tuesday and Thursday. So if you guys get 150 likes on this video, I'll upload 2 games of Troll vs. Elves during 1 week. I mean, that's pretty easy. Just hit that button. That's it. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Take care, guys.